everyone. This is Tony from our Homestead Skills. Hopefully all of you are doing very well. We have had nothing but rain, rain, rain. You know, they say April showers brings May flowers, and that is true for this neck of the woods. Back in Alabama, I had flowers in March. So yeah, it's another world here, but one that I'm familiar with, and I cannot do any gardening until at least another month. I have bought some soil and I'm going to start some seedlings. Haven't done that yet. Probably should get to it ASAP. But I have been going through my pantry and my cupboards and my stashes all over the place. I found 4 mason jars of freeze-dried strawberries. I think, actually 5. I think I've eaten 2 of them already. Between Mark and I, we've eaten 2 of them. And a whole bunch of other freeze-dried foods that, once we had that chicken soup that was freeze-dried, I, decided to see what else was there and what else I might want to make. But I have, freeze-dried is fine. You can make as much as you want, and it's good for 25 years, so that's good. But some of my other pantry stash is a little old in the tooth. Mark pulled out we had some chicken yesterday, and he pulled out a jar of cranberry sauce that was from 2001. And I can tell you that he ate it. I didn't like it. It was a little bit on the strong side. So I am going to clear out any cranberry sauce from 2001. And I have to learn now to be very careful how much I stash, since I will only be here 6 months out of the year. And I have found buckets and buckets of food that I forgot I had. It's amazing how I went crazy doing quite a bit of a stash, and that's not a bad thing. You never know how the world is turning. I mean, we're okay here so far, but look at how other countries, all of a sudden, things change, the politics are crazy, and people are in trouble. Can't get food, can't get power. I mean, we have Ukraine and we have Iran now Persia, that are both in serious, the population is in trouble. The population is hurting because of circumstances. Definitely Iran, they are criminal. I've heard that over 65,000 of their own people have been massacred by the so-called leaders, the ones who are in control of that country. And I don't doubt it. I know some Persian folks here, and the people themselves are just fine, and they may have very strong religious beliefs, whether it's Muslim or otherwise, because I've known Christian Persians as well, but they're just ordinary folks. It's amazing. It's amazing that country could have been hijacked the way it was 47 years ago. And I do remember that. I was sort of paying attention to what was going on politically in those days, not the same way I do today, but I was a lot younger and probably a little bit more focused on raising small children. Anyway, don't want to get too deep in politics, just to say that I thoroughly support President Trump with what he's doing there. As a Canadian, I don't really care what other countries think about the whole situation. I completely support him. I think the blockade was ingenious. When they wouldn't play ball in one way, he found another way. And he's always got plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. And people just don't recognize that he is a visionary. He is trying to make America strong and not be abused So even as a Canadian, I support him. I don't care what they say. They say he's hurting Canada. I think Canada hurts themselves just fine without his help. Anyway, off on that topic, as I said, I have been going through my pantry, and there are various reasons for that, to figure out what I need to do here. And one thing I always do is tomatoes, because we're going to go through them. I certainly will not be doing the quantities that I have done in the past, because I'll be doing half as much down south. I made a whole batch of meatballs here again. Now, interestingly enough, ground pork is really hard to find down south, whereas here it's very common. I go to my butcher and I pick it up by how many pounds I want, whether it's 1 or 4 pounds. Usually I get 3, and it's a little over 3 pounds. Now, the last time I was in Costco, they had those clear sealed bags that they do with ground beef. Well, they had that in ground pork, and that's new for the Costco here. But Costco tends to modify some of the things that they sell based on the locations that they're at. Because I've been to a few different Costcos, even here locally. I think I have access to about 3 of them that are not too far away. And each one has a little bit different items that maybe they feel that they can sell in that particular market, because it's not the same market here. You have a lot of different peoples in this area. So anyway, ground pork is now available, and it's in 6.6 pounds for $20. Wouldn't be a bad deal, but I find that I can get the same quantity for about $14. No, $15. Between $14 and $15. So I'm still going to continue to buy it from my butcher for the time being. And 6.6 pounds is a little bit more than what I want to deal with at one shot. It's not a bad idea to make that many meatballs all at once. And that's all I do with ground pork anyway. I'll do that, or I will mix it with ground pork in a lasagna, mix it with ground beef in a lasagna. So a little bit half and half. But lasagna is a lot of work, a lot of work, and I have not made one in a long time. And when I do, I usually make quite a few batches of it and then freeze them. And that's the wonderful thing about things like pasta dishes. They freeze beautifully, they heat perfectly, and lasagna is one of those things that you can do that with quite easily. But anyway, I've put away my, made 2 batches of meatballs actually since I've been back. Mark likes to cook extra for a meal, and then he'll have it for a snack later on. And he's trying to go mostly carnivore, like 90%. So we'll make a potato or 2 for me, but he doesn't really want one. And I'll buy extra fruit for me, but he doesn't eat fruit. So he can eat all the, I'll have a few meatballs, he'll have 6, I'll have 2. I'm not big on meat to begin with. But that's all good, whatever makes him happy. Now, the other thing that I have been doing is planning on what to bring down south. I mean, I have a house full of things here that I could probably split it half and half and not feel any loss here. I have 4 cast iron loaf pans. I plan to bring 2 of them down south. That way I can bake my own bread down there. I'm not fussy on the bread that I find down there locally. So, and any so-called artisan bread that was, a little bit nicer quality is fairly expensive. So either I'll make my own sourdough, or I will make just the plain sandwich loaves, which is fine by me. Those work well too. The other thing is I have put, my lovely green and white china that I picked up a long time ago. Maybe I'll show you a picture of that or link to it in one of the videos. I'll probably bring that set down there. Now I have my own, a Royal Albert china. I have the blue willow that I use for every day here. And then this beautiful Royal Dalton set that I picked up at a yard sale for very little money. Nobody appreciates fine china anymore. But I had brought a few pieces down there, and they're so beautiful to eat off of. There's nothing like eating off of fine china. So I've decided that set is going down there, and the few pieces of blue willow that I brought are coming back here. So blue willow is staying here, and that Royal Dalton will stay down south. What else? I have some mason jars, the wide mouth 1.5 quart that are perfect for making pickles. And I'll bring an extra 3. I think I've got one of them down there now. I'll bring an extra 3. I've got a case full of pint jars, probably about, how many do I have packed? Maybe about 20? Maybe more than that. Maybe closer to 30. I've already packed them away. So another 30 pint jars and probably 2 cases of jam jars. So I'll be hopefully making some, if they're ripe when I'm there, I'll be making some fig jam and probably dehydrating a whole bunch of it too. So that is basically what I'm preparing right now, is just what am I going to take down south. I've got another old quilt I'll be taking down there. Those are the main things right now, but I'm sure that anything I can fit in my car will go down. And unfortunately, the leaves have not even budded out on the trees here. It's still cold and it's still wet. And I hear down south, it is very dry. When we were there last year at this time, it was raining all spring. It was like so much rain, thunderstorms, tornado warnings. This year it seems like there's nothing there. Hopefully the little fig trees that I planted will survive. I don't think they have. Like I have some that were, maybe 12 inches tall. I don't think they've survived. But the ones that I have in the great big pots, they're fine. I can see them in my cameras, and they're doing just fine. So they're in deep enough dirt. I think there's about 2 feet of dirt that they're in, so they're doing okay. And the deer are back now that I'm not there. They are wandering around the front of the yard, underneath the hickory tree, near the fig tree as well. So yeah, they're taking advantage of when I'm away. They'll play. I think that they're not as comfortable seeing us around, but the more they see us, they'll probably be a little more comfortable anyway. We won't bother them. I'm also trying to determine how I can plant a garden there with the deer. I have a lot of issues. So the soil's not good. Soil is very stony and very hard. And even though there's a lot of trees and there was a lot of leaf compost, that's probably only a couple of inches, thick, and under that it's just hard pan. And so I'll have to do some raised beds, I think, and I likely will have to put a fence around the whole thing, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what I can build. Hopefully I can build something. There's just so many other things to do on that house. I'd like to get some sort of a garden area started, at least prepped, and see what we can do when we get down there. Now we do plan to get back down there end of June for a couple of weeks and mow the lawn and, do a few of those things. But that's only going to be a short, quick visit, and probably the long one will be later on in the year. But that's okay. We'll have an opportunity to take a bunch of stuff down on both trips. But that's where I'm at right now. not doing too much. It just seems that my mind is on how can I establish a pantry there, and I'm trying to, and believe it or not, I have more mason jars than what I need for both locations. I could probably set up for 3 or 4 homes and stack them good. I think I have hundreds and hundreds of mason jars, but you can never have too many of those. Anyway, that's it for now. It's a little bit quiet right now. Mark is out doing his thing, and I've got to get planting some seeds. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.